Hello and welcome to Mighty Obstacle Studios' month in review for May 2026. This has been a very fun month, though I do wish I had more time to work on some of this stuff. A couple of the things I want to talk about in here look half-assed, I won't deny that. But the fact that it's actually being done is way more important than what it actually looks like right now. So let's talk about those neat gameplay additions and brand new levels. The first thing to get done was the blocking mechanic. This works a lot like the Royal Guard mechanic in Devil May Cry, which I heard was also implemented from Onimusha. As long as you time your button presses perfectly, you'll be able to avoid almost all damage and be able to counter-hit your enemy. If, however, you don't time it right, you take less damage and have no air knockback. It's very fun, and it's also very hard to get right. Timing this is brutal, even more so than Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry, I believe, had 6 frames out of 60, Scouter is 5 out of 60. So it's a little harder to time. But oh my gosh, when you use this thing in gauntlet sections and in boss fights, it is insanely fun. The next big addition would have to be the store. So this is a bit of a last-minute addition to how I originally designed the game, but there was already going to be a store for weapon moves, but now there's going to be one for scout stats and extra abilities. Taking some cues from the chip system from Mega Man 03 and the fairy system from that game series too, the gear system will allow Scout to have a bunch of different effects, along with some other mechanics and moves to help newer players. The store also allows you to increase your life, your red hot mode meter, and how many gears you can use at once. You're also going to be able to get combos for weapons here as stated earlier. Yeah, Scout doesn't start the game this good with her weapons. Like I said though, this is probably the most half-assed thing out of everything. I just wanted to make sure I had it at least ready to go when I can refine it further. Finally, we can talk about the really fun part, making the rest of the damn game. Trainyard Tantrum is the first stage in Scouter normally, so it is a great pseudo-tutorial level, barring the actual tutorial level. These next stages, which are after Trainyard Tantrum, are going to have a lot more mechanics to them that make them much more unique in comparison. I'm working on 3 of them. They would be Fresh Forest, Devil's Ditch, and Badlands Base. All of these stages have extremely unique mechanics. Fresh Forest, for instance, has vines that grow when you run on them, much like the vines in Frog Forest and Lost Jungle in Sonic Heroes. Devil's Ditch is going to be the obligatory minecart section, but I was able to figure out some more fun and crazy level design by implementing it with Bezier curves. Badlands Base doesn't really have a in-your-face platforming mechanic like that, but let's just say it's an area that's shoot on sight for intruders. I really can't wait to work on a lot of these stages, especially Badlands Base, because that had absolutely nothing to go off of before. Fresh Forest might also be familiar to you guys that have played the Sage 2024 demo, because that's the stage that was featured. Yeah, it's getting a complete overhaul. It doesn't look like it did at Sage, that's for damn sure. Lightning round time! The biggest thing in this section would definitely be that I got rebindable controls working in Scouter. As much as I'd like to make this have its own section, it's not really that in-depth to talk about. Like, yeah, you can hit a key and then make it something different. It works, and it saves your custom binds. Yeah. Another interesting thing is that Sage 2026 has dates for when the showcase will be. September 11th to the 18th. Once again, Scouter is going to be there, but I don't have any information on what the game's going to have at Sage 2026. There will be more on that later, but not in this video. Also, I figured out something very important when it comes to distributing Scouter. It may say I'm playing Space War, but that's just because the page doesn't have an ID yet. More to come soon. Well, that's the end of this month in review, and boy do I have quite the recommendation for you to play. If you're even remotely interested in the Legend of Zelda series, and you have a computer, like just in general, I'd recommend playing the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess decomp called Dusklight. Twilight Princess is already my favorite Zelda game, and some madmen decided to put the game on PC. It has lots of graphical settings you can tweak to make the game run at higher frame rates and resolutions, it has built-in achievements which are really funny, and the game itself is basically untouched. I was a bit evil too when playing through this, and I used the speed up function because sometimes you have to hunt for things at night, and that can be really annoying. Heck, one of the enhancements is that you can also skip to day too. Twilight Princess itself is a fantastic Zelda game, having some of the best music, really good characters, and I don't think a single dungeon in this game is bad. Like, every dungeon's amazing. Playing through this again, the Ice and the Sky dungeons both got my attention once more, and damn do I love them. So yeah, go check out Dusklight. Thanks for tuning in to this month in review. We make videos like this at the start of every month so you can see the progress of Scouter and any other game we may be working on. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. We're also on Patreon, where you can join as a member, or you can pay to get access to the exclusive Discord server and alpha builds of the game. We're also available on other social media platforms such as X. Usually that's the most up-to-date place out of the three. So what's next for Scouter? Well, it's going to be really simple. More of the levels I was showing off earlier. I have a feeling I might even get one of them pretty close to done. Another thing I mentioned last month in review was that I might be changing up how the Patreon works for Scouter. A lot of options have been thrown at me about it. Closing the whole thing, making a public Discord server, which I don't really want to do, and possibly having more refined alpha tests in general. I'm not really sure myself what to do, and I'm probably going to look at some other creators along with just asking around and see if I can get more opinions on it. Heck, if you have a good idea, put it in the comments. Still not really sure, but it's something I'm going to be looking at for next month. June is also going to be the last month I'm going to take a large vacation, so this month is going to be a little bit shorter for me, but I'm sure you're going to love what I'll have done for Scouter. Take care.